Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our next episode of For the Lads. With me is one of my best friends, Peniel. He also lives together with us. And so we're just going to jump straight in and talk about, maybe not too in depth, but we'll touch a little bit on work. And what made you first decide to get into doing security?
Hello everyone, my name is Peniel. I go by Pen. Probably the money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is a good answer. But what made you decide, all right, this is something I could do, this is something that I think that I might be good at? What kind of led you towards deciding to do security?
Oh, my two older brothers, they did it and they started out with it, so yeah, I just went into it. I actually worked in the banana farms first.
What was that like?
Oh, bro, it was hard yakka.
Yeah, I heard the same. You'd probably have a lot of fucking spiders and all sorts of shit in there as well, eh?
Yeah, I don't mess with snakes. And
snakes?
I saw a few there. Don't mess with snakes.
So you swapped one lot of snakes for a bunch of other types of snakes.
Yeah. Banana farm, it was hard on the body.
Yeah.
You had to sweat, and you come home and you're feeling sore, but you sweat for your money, and it was good. It was simple.
I don't mind working hard. I don't mind hard labor, as long as you get paid for it. You know, I find that with a lot of, especially like entry level, you know, being a brickie or any type of landscaping or any of that type of work that you really got to bust hard, it's not usually the best paying money unless you're running the crew. You work hard but you don't get paid well. I don't mind working hard, but you need to be able to be compensated. And being up here as well, this is why I got into security, because it's not seasonal. And living in Cairns, that can wipe you out for a part of the year if you're, planning to work outdoors, during the wet season.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
So I got into security because it's not seasonal. There's always going to be work, and I kind of thought I'd be good at it. I kind of really initially planned to do more. Like, I didn't want to do crowd control. I wanted to do, like, patrols or, abandoned buildings. I'm like, that'd be a good way to make easy money. But unfortunately, I went straight into crowd control, and there was no escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One of the good things was during COVID, because, lockdowns, and security was actually considered as an essential worker.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of my first shifts, I worked at Bunnings.
True.
Yeah, making people COVID sign
checking.
in. Yeah, COVID checking.
Is that when you started, during COVID checking?
Yeah, I started during those times. So
true.
Yeah, and I've heard so many stories, before COVID, the hospitality industry and security was different. And then 5 years before that, it was different. And 5 years before that, I think the more you go back in time, the more different it was.
There's definitely waves.
More dangerous, I guess.
I remember when I was young and I first started going out. I mean, you could smoke in bars and that back then. And bouncers used to fuck people up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we're cuffed a little bit, but a lot of and they look like bouncers as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
There's
scary dudes.
Yeah, there's not a lot of real bouncers around anymore. Like you get your guards, and but not a lot of real bouncers. And also, it's hard to find a guard or bouncer that is good at both. You know what I mean?
Security officer.
Yeah, like being good cop and bad cop. Like most guys are either good at one or the other, but it's hard to find someone that's good at both. So I would say that I'm one of them. I have my weaknesses, but I would say that I'm good. Maybe not as good as I used to be. I'm a little bit shorter now. Not in height. I'm already short, but
fuse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think most people would agree that I'm pretty short-tempered, but it's just years of dealing with bullshit.
Honestly, it's crazy. Like I hear a lot of stories too with how like security in Cairns and how it was back in the day, and it was like, it was pretty rough. Like,
yeah.
I don't think. Maybe I could. Maybe if the money was really worth it,
Mm.
and if I didn't have any other choice,
Well, give us some specifics. Like, in what way have things changed that you've heard that maybe put you off a little bit?
Oh, like you said before, like with security being looked at more closely, like you said before, like back then, like I was told this by a person I worked with.
Yeah.
He told me about how it was back in the day. You didn't kick someone out.
Mm.
You had to fight them, and they leave.
Then they leave, yeah.
So I was like, I like to. I guess my strength is I like talking to people.
Yeah.
I prefer that. I don't like violence. I don't.
No, either do I.
I mean, I won't shy away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
if it really comes down to it, then
yeah.
it is what
Yeah.
it
I mean,
is.
and that's the thing. There's always people out there that, you know what I mean, like they could kick your ass. There's, you know what I mean. It doesn't matter how tough you are or how tough you think that you are. There's, and not only that. Like there's other people around. There's weapons. We're always dealing with weapons.
Weapons.
Ones they bring in, or glass, or stubbies, or fucking other people, or the ground's uneven, or all it takes is for you to step back and trip over and then kick you in the head. You know what I mean? That could happen to anyone. Like, doesn't matter how you're not on a mat. Other people getting you from behind.
Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous job.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta be aware.
It's really simple. Like most of the days I say this touch of wood. I literally don't do anything. Like with laborers working in building construction.
Yeah.
Like you see them, they sacrifice their body and they put their body at work as lifting heavy, pushing around a wheelbarrow. Like that's takes a toll on your body over time. Security, not really, unless you're fighting constantly. But most of the time, it's an easy job, but it's pretty risky.
It's one extreme to the other.
Yeah. Can be super simple or.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like. Yeah, I'm definitely towards the end of my tender of doing it. That's for sure. And just like you go about your day-to-day life. You see people that you've had confrontations with. So you literally take your work everywhere with you. Have you ever had anything like that? You've ever had to worry about, or you've had issues at work, and then you've seen people out and about, and
say not really, but you can't shake the fact that when you go out in public, you always got to be looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, but people are different. Sometimes there's some people I work with that. They walk out in the street, they don't give a fuck whether they're at work or not. Yeah, they don't shy away from it, so yeah.
And look, I mean, that's a good attitude to have, but at the same time, I mean, it doesn't matter how tough you are. If someone cracks you from behind, you know what I mean? So you've always, even at work, man, I've always been really sort of aware of what's around me and watching people, Because generally, if they're going to get you, that's how they're going to get you.
Yeah, coward's punch. I witnessed something that happened at work where, like, these dudes, they were just being idiots, dancing around like stupid idiots and bothering everyone. So when they had to leave, like, one of them just punched a random dude for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a coward punch from behind, but it was straightforward. And I saw it, and the dude just shut down, like, folded straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how people die.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's pretty scary. I don't like seeing people when they throw
Yeah.
like stupid punches like that, bro. That's not
No.
nice.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the old, where you get the other extreme, like we were talking about before, you know, the hold me back, bro. And then as soon as you step out of the way, you know what I mean? They're like, they're looking for an out.
Yeah, they literally, oh, bro. So many times where, you know, if you actually let them go at it, they'll be. There's one instance where we let these two people go at it, and there was like a 1 minute moment of, you know, are we really gonna do this? Are we actually gonna fight? You guys not gonna do anything? Like,
I didn't
go do it.
I didn't plan this situation.
Oh damn! I thought we were just gonna talk, and the security guard's gonna break it off. Like, nah, man. Yeah.
Nah, I've had that happen a few times where I'm in the middle and then, you know, I've just gone, hey, fuck off across the road and fight. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh,
no, we want to fight here. We want to make it your problem.
Hold me back, man. Like, whatever.
Oh,
But yeah,
sometimes some attention.
Yeah, and like I always say, as long as you don't make your shit my problem, I don't care what you do. You know,
There's some people out there that are like, yeah, they say what they mean and mean what they say. Let's fight.
Yeah. You can generally tell the ones that you really gotta watch.
Yeah, it's old school. Like, yeah, they just give out that vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't even have to you don't really even have to talk to them, or they don't even really have to. It's not like they have to be covered in tattoos or what they're wearing or anything like that. They can look normal, but you see them walk past and you just fucking know.
Yeah,
just like that guy's trouble. And you know what I mean? You get that as well.
I get that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, most of the time I'll be sitting and people walk past, I won't look twice, and one dude will walk past, I'm like, oh, and then you just get that feeling in your gut, like, okay, I gotta watch him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's a nice dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Nah, generally my gut instinct's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I think it's a security thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you know what you're looking for, you know what to watch out for, and it becomes a thing where
definitely, but
that's what I was taught, actually.
You get that sixth sense.
Senior guards, yeah.
I had that before I got into security. Not to speak ill of my old man, but he was like aggressive, so I think it comes from that, being able to you can just feel things.
Yeah.
Do you believe in, like, I'm gonna get real weird here, but do you? Because I remember, right, when I was a kid, and you know, like, you'd sneak into the fucking kitchen or whatever to get food, or you're just fucking around, and I could feel someone was going to come into the room before they came in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that feeling, like if you have someone stand right up behind your back, and you can feel their
presence.
Yeah, without them touching you. Yeah. So it's kind of like that. You can feel, someone's about to come in the room. I'd dive in under the table, and I would be right all the time. It's not that I would hear them coming or anything. Yeah, I think there's like maybe other senses that people used to have, you know, that were more finely tuned than what they have now, you know. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, like, I was pretty scared of my dad, so, you know, I could always, you know, look out. Okay, if he's in the room, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna Did I do anything wrong?
It's like that Grand Theft Auto. Shit, here we go again.
Check my stars. No,
yeah.
Didn't do anything wrong today.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, so I think maybe part of it is that, you know, just. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, how long do you reckon you got left in the industry?
I don't know, next week, eh? It just depends, you know, like different people, they can handle, I guess, their stress differently at work, and they can deal with it properly. Like, I was taught in the course, like, you have to be able to deal with your stress, because sometimes like dealing with people, it's not easy because
No, it's not.
you know there's not a handbook on how to deal with people. Everyone's different, so it's crazy.
Everything's case by case.
You can have one person that's like super nice. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. You have a good night. You're welcome to come back. And then you have one dude,
Hawk
too.
I'm like,
fuck you. Yeah,
I'm doing Hawk too.
No, not that. Oh, no.
Not quite.
I'd rather you hit me. Most of the security guards
maybe in the toilets or whatever.
Yeah. No, but most of the time, like, other security guards, they would rather be punched than be spat on. So
yeah. Unless it's by that chick, then, eh? You can make an exception for that one. Yeah. I've been spat on heaps of times, but I was going to mention about like, doing the course and then being like, oh yeah, this sort of shit. It's all case by case. Like they can't teach you everything.
Yeah.
And one of the first fucking I shouldn't get into too many specifics, but I'm going to touch on this one.
Make sure it's classified. I
turfed this woman, right? I can't even remember why.
I think I know this.
Yeah. she comes back, right, with her hand down her pants. And I'm like, okay, mind you, this is daytime. People are in the dining room eating, and she is trying to shit in her hand, and I'm standing there, fairly new to security, thinking, fucking, I don't remember this being in the course, eh? And then, like, she's, like, trying to shit, and then, like, I guess she can't shit, right? So she just starts finger banging her ass, and fucking puts her hand out, and goes, shake my hand and I'll go away. Oh, bruh.
Spit on it, bro.
Right, yeah.
No,
it wasn't a mud patty or anything, but there would have been juice galore on that hand. So I was just like, get the fuck away from me. She just lunged at me. So like I've hooked the arm and obviously removed her. But I mean, there's just things like that. And over the years,
I'm so glad, touch wood, that I hopefully never have to do that.
Shit.
Go through that, yeah.
Yeah. I got heaps of shit stories from it. Like, not all getting wiped on me. Like, fucking, fortunately. But that, but yeah, like I was saying, like, there's so many fucking, there's so many things where you wouldn't even think to put that in a course, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, it's true. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, human beings are... Everyone's different. Everyone's got different fingerprints. So
yeah,
everyone's built different. If there was like a handbook on how to deal with humans and make the job easier, but I guess
well, that's it, man. And like, without being fucking too obvious, everyone's different. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, like, even we were talking early because we did work tonight before coming on, about, how you said about how it doesn't matter how bad people are. Yeah, there's always always a good part in some people, and I said I don't agree with that. I
think we should say, like, no matter how bad normal people are.
Yeah, okay.
I think that makes it sound a bit better. Normal people.
Rocky, stay inside. I'd be barking. Bloody, I mean, some people, like, because like I was saying, I've watched a lot of documentaries, with, serial killers and, people that do things with children that they shouldn't be doing. And they all have that thing where they just have no compassion and they can't feel compassion for other people.
Yeah.
And people are pawns to be used, on a chessboard or to be manipulated. That's a lot of people that are, sociopaths and stuff like that. They're very good at manipulating people because it's easier to manipulate someone when you don't have to feel bad,
Yeah,
so
that's actually. That's really true.
Yeah, there's just do you reckon you could close that door? Just 1 second, guys. Buddy, my dog's been a wally.
We'll be back.
Yeah, so I was just sort of saying, when people have no compassion, they're their ability to be more manipulative is easier, because if you don't feel bad, then you don't have to. You don't have that voice in your head, or a lot of people, if they do shit that they know is wrong, they feel guilty and that. But when you take it to an extreme level of
unaliving someone,
or just and then feeling like like I use that analogy of being dropped into a video game, where you just do whatever, you're in GTA and you fucking...
Well, that's my favorite thing.
Everyone does, man.
You just gotta kill people, go to killing spree.
Yeah, and they, they grab the hookers and they, and then they kill the, but it's like that, but amplified into reality. But you're taking, they obviously they don't want to get caught doing things they shouldn't be doing. So, but my point being is that they don't even look at other people like they view themselves. Where a good person should be able to, obviously think of other people's feelings and emotions. Try to see other people's point of view. You know what I mean? Like that gives a person depth. Yeah. Where they're pretending to have depth. You know what I mean? They learn really well how to be, to say and do the right things, but there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually pretty scary. Like psychopaths. Yeah. Like who's because you've seen a lot of interviews of serial killers and psychopaths. Like who's the most insane out of the ones you've heard?
You know what's the most sort of daunting thing about it is they all come across they talk very lucid and very sane. You know what I mean? They're very just talking like we are now. Like they're people. Not acting like someone like in the movies, and it's not like that. They're like, I did all this stuff and blah blah blah, and there's no emotion there.
Yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's casual.
Very matter of fact. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what makes, and it circles back to around like what I was saying of just, there's people out there, you've got to be real cautious. I mean, I'm not saying that we run into people like that. That's not what I'm getting at. Just my point being of like, there is bad fucking people out there, and people that just have no compassion. I mean, you see it even in our town. We live in a town. I mean, but how often do you see cars stolen and people breaking into houses? That's why I have fucking cameras all over my house, and told all the neighbours, if I fucking...
You mean told what's the other word?
No, not quite, but I just said, hey man, like if you see anyone, like I said, like, if I find anyone, I'm going to prison,
So you threatened them, right?
Not really, like, I was...
I live with a black dude. Be careful. Honestly, no, I think the same way, because, like, when I stay, anywhere I stay at, like, if someone's breaking into your house, like...
Yeah, man.
Like, you should be betting your life if you're breaking into someone's house.
Definitely, and you got your family and stuff. Exactly. You got your family. Like, I mean, I'm married. I have my wife here. Some people have a wife and kids, and you're the last line of defense between them and fucking your family. So, I mean, if you find people, it doesn't matter if they're 16, 17, bunch of lads. They're in your fucking house, and you're the last line of defense.
They're trespassing.
Yeah. 100%.
And you heard on the news the other day, those three kids?
Yeah.
That's a big step, man. From stealing cars and stealing valuable stuff.
Touched up a female, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to use the words, but you know what I mean? I think people know what we're trying to allude to.
Yeah. And if you don't know...
maybe change channel and it's saying for you know what I mean?
We'll put a link somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I can.
Hopefully get the ends. Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, exactly. And how old were they? They're all like 16 or 17, right?
I think they're definitely under 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can say. But no, that's pretty ballsy of them. Like, I think I was told by a friend, there was this one dude, every time I see him, I actually don't let him in, because I've heard this, and I think it's true, eh? So he breaks into houses and he masturbates.
True.
and then leaves. So I'm like,
I mean, out of all the hobbies you could have, you know what I mean?
can
Like,
you just masturbate in your room or
yeah,
something?
that's like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
It's like it's like he wants to like elevate his wanking off game. He's like he
comes
needs
in,
to he
makes
needs
it the house?
Yeah,
Ah!
he's gonna take it to the next level. You know what I
Oh,
mean? It's
bro.
like, how far can I take this? You know? Oh man, like, I mean, who thinks of that? You know, who thinks, you know what? I'm pretty bored this evening.
Psychopath.
And like, is it they're like lining up their pillows or something? You know? Let me find their valuables.
Oh, where's the valuables? No, it's alright. I'm not here for that anyways.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. Oh, fuck. No.
Yeah.
Just think about it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, that's 100%, mate. You know, we get a lot of it here, and we're just a town, you know. So, you know, I think.
Oh, I think there was one story I seen.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
No.
To interrupt. I saw one dude, right? So I was standing outside of the place I was working at, and seen this dude walk out, and he basically he looked like he was on crack. Would you say that?
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, he was on a lot of drugs there, and he's like, you know, wigging out. And then he was like walking funny. He went up to the hand sanitizer. He started squirting it on his hand, and he started rubbing his junk with it. And I'm like, what? I was just watching him, like, because I'm where I sit, like, normally people can see me. But I was just looking at it, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Funniest thing is, police walk up to the front.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, man, you alright? It was like, oh, shit. Oh, bro, that was like, that was gold.
Yeah.
I wish I could have recorded that, but.
So good when, like, just the timing lines up perfectly,
man.
It's, yeah.
But I was like, bro,
That's some weird shit, though, like.
Those drugs are crazy, man. Like, I don't want to get on what he's on.
Yeah. Just smoking way too much crack.
He's rubbing his junk, bro. He must have some.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It's not the same guy, right, that breaks in.
Oh, I think it might be his brother. Nah, it's definitely not, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, so what do you see yourself doing after?
You know, honestly, I would love to make way more money than I'm making right now.
I mean, that's always a big plus.
Yeah. Money,
I would feel this.
Money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd rather do something that that I would enjoy more. Because if you do something that you enjoy, then you won't really have a problem with like feeling tired and fatigued, because it won't be really work to you.
Yeah, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Bloody yeah, I mean, definitely, and like I'm a firm believer of like not putting ceilings on yourself. But realistically, I mean, at this stage, if I could make the same type of money, and then just work during the day and not have all the stresses, like I don't even mind. I don't mind working every day. I don't mind working hard. But yeah, just like doing security. I mean, we've talked about this before, but like doing security definitely helped me grow as a man, as a person. It helped me develop. Like I mean, to make long story long, you know, when I was young, you know, like progressing, I'm gonna progress into security. When I was young, I went from being a drug addict, from a proper drug addict, to an alcohol. Like I had alcoholism. I drank every day. And then, like in my mid to late 20s, you know, obviously, I got better. And then by the time I got to security, like I still had a problem with alcohol, but it was getting better. And then just doing security definitely helped, you know, me take that last step. And then, so it helped me grow that way. It helped me grow as in, like, dealing with conflict. I mean, like, it's not that I couldn't handle conflict before or anything like that. I went into security for the because I thought that I could handle conflict, you know what I mean? But it's one thing like being a normal person, because a normal person isn't used to being threatened, all the time or at all, really, you know what I mean? Like, you run across it, and I had a few scraps when I was young, but when you work security, you get threatened daily, multiple times every day, you know what I mean? And sometimes people definitely, it ain't just threats as well, you know? So you get used to, like, dealing with conflict, it goes to just being normal, you know what I mean? So you definitely develop, I would definitely say I developed as a person, and then doing that for 4.5 years or whatever, moving into being a managerial position and running a venue, with not really having any experience beforehand, only knowing the owners well, and being able to bring to the table the fact that I did security before, so it's like having 2 security with only having to pay 1. Them knowing I'm reliable, etc. You know what I mean? I had a feeling like I could get this position even without really having any experience, and I was nervous. You know what I mean? I was nervous going for it, because it would have been easy for me to stand at the front and do the same shit. You know what I mean? But fuck that. Yeah. I would have rather gone for it and then have them turn around and go, oh, James, unfortunately, you're just not, you don't have the experience, or blah, 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 or even just say, fucking, good. Then have that voice going, you're a fucking pussy for not trying. You're a bitch. Fucking, like, I can't live with that. That's one thing with me. That's why I'm always, like, I dive into things. Yeah. Because I just, like, I can't live with that voice. So, I'll push myself to do stuff. But in the beginning, because in the beginning I did both. I did managing and security. So I did security a couple of days a week and then managing on the other days. And I would look forward to doing the security shifts. Like, I dreaded the manage. Yeah, man. Like, I never even poured a beer before, you know what I mean? I had no idea. I was, I was everyone's boss, and I was the only person that had no idea how to do anything. Till it was hard. Like the first time I ever changed a keg, I was showing someone else how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, come with me, I'll show it. And I'm like messing around with it. You know what I mean? But it's good to push yourself, because when you push yourself, that's when you grow. And true. Going into the managerial position, I've been doing it for 5 years, 5.5 years. I can't really remember. Around 5 years. It's been good. But at this stage, like, it's a similar sort of position, different but same, probably more burnout, but the same sort of position where I'm like, okay, time to move on. You know what I mean? It's time. Like, I've grown as much as I'm going to grow from here, and as a person, I'm stagnating. That's why after this, like we've talked about it before, I have an idea for a small business. That's what I want to do, because after this, I want to go from that, from security to run, and it's a big venue that we work at, to then, running a small business and working for myself, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, because that'll have its own big can of worms and difficulties and things that you won't know what to deal with until it comes up. And I enjoy that. I like the idea of the challenge. I like the idea of chasing contracts, and I definitely like the idea of not having to go to work and fucking hell, like, bruh, how many times do you have to have a knife pulled on you, or just the day-to-day dramas we deal with. It's not fucking normal. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting the venue down. It doesn't matter what venue you work at, you're going to deal with this. You know?
There's hot spots. I'll say there's hot spots.
Yeah, fair enough.
Even like, you take someone down and your knife drops out.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Or a sigh. Fucking Ninja Turtle.
What funny thing was, this dude, he ran away because he was drinking in the park with other people,
Yeah.
and they got too drunk. They got into a fight, and the dude ran away with 2 old people. And he came up to me and he was like, "Bro, this guy's chasing me with a knife. He's chasing me with a knife." And then one of the old people, that he whispers into my ear, "Hey, bro, that man over there, he also has a knife." And I'm like, "Bruh." So I'm like, "Oh shit, he hasn't pulled it out yet." Like,
I
honestly,
brought fist to a knife fight.
man, honestly,
got
I
knife.
thank God, because I literally like asked him, "Hey, bro, look, if you want me to help you, I can call the police and that, but you
Yeah.
just gotta wait here, and I'll wait for those boys to come, then I can do something about it.
Yeah.
But you have to drop that knife." And I had to like keep on asking him and keep on, pressing him, like, "Bro, please drop that knife." He gave it up.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh man, like, phew." He literally pulled out his pocket. Yeah, okay, help me then.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, thank you." This doesn't even turn up, but yeah, bro, it's a big bamboozle.
Yeah, and it's something that happens pretty regularly.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of times people just flash them around, and they want to feel, it gives them confidence, or they like flash it. I mean, even we had it only a few. I mean, other than that other one, it happens a lot.
Yeah, which one are you talking about? Yeah. I literally witnessed one dude run up the street with a knife probably that big, and he's chasing a dude. Yeah, and he's trying to stab him. I had to do reports and police statements for that, because this is like
lucky old mate could run.
Yeah, this is pretty early too in my in me doing security, so I didn't really know what to do. I should have called the cops, but I remember like I just stood there and just like watched. And
yeah, I was thinking of a different one then, because I was thinking one more recently, but yeah, fucking.
Are you talking about the bread knife? That dude?
No, different one again. The other one with the
we'll know them by their names.
No, that other one, like old mate turned up, covered in blood, and then the other guy can't. Yeah, you were there for that, right?
No, it was a different dude, but my friend, he told me about that. And he said that he
and then cops, like, I don't want to.
This is classified.
Yeah, it's all.
Change the topic. Honestly, out of all this, all this display with all the Batman, Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Okay,
you have to pick one person, and that'll be like your archetype build as security.
Security.
Yeah. Like excluding their superpowers.
Shao Khan.
Shao Khan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, not to scale. But yeah, Shao Khan. He's
I'm going straight with Batman.
Well, I mean, if I get his armory, then yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean,
damn it. Oh.
Shao Khan, like, I know that they're statues and they're not, you know what I mean. But if you look at Shao Khan, you look how he's built with small hips, long appendages, but not too like that. That'd be the perfect fighting build, in my opinion.
I think Batman. I'll go for Batman just because he's like the greatest detective. So, let's say someone comes up, "Hey man, can you call the police for this dude?"
Excuse me, security. Oh right, yeah, but I mean, like,
just imagine you're picking dumpers from the ashtray,
and he's like. I don't think you need his armory for the detective skills that we have over there. But
yeah, you're not catching serial killers yet.
No, that's Val Kilmer. So Val Kilmer recently passed away.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, so Val Kilmer, he was in obviously Batman Forever. He was in Top Gun. Have you seen Top Gun?
Top Gun, that's with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. So the old school one. I know movies aren't.
I seen Top Gun a very long time ago. Don't remember it most. I just remember Tom Cruise.
Oh, sorry, this was giving me. But he passed away. I don't know, less than a week ago. So. When I got that right, I mean, like, I was talking to my mate, and he was like, "Oh, it's cool, but Bale's my Batman and blah blah blah." And I said, "Look, dude, I 100% agree. I think the Nolan Batman movies are the best Batman movies." Mm-hmm. And the Michael Keaton, I could totally understand. No one's gonna say, "Oh, this is my definitive Batman."
George Clooney?
Yeah, no one definitely ain't gonna say that. But I think, say, even with the Christian Bale Batman, even in the movies, the suit looks better than that suit, right? But when you're talking in statue format, I think the Bale Batman statues look kind of plain, and I think that this really looks good as a statue. You know what I mean? It reflects light well. I mean, I might need to brighten it up so people could maybe see it better, but I just think as a statue, that's fucking badass, and it comes with the armory and all that. You know, the likeness is really good, like the portrait, like of the face when you get up close.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of my life-size Bruce Lee bust, which I'll zoom around so people can see. This one here. Outside of that one, the Batman's probably my favourite. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's very impressive. It's more impressive than the Van Dammes, but like these are like Van Damme and like Bloodsport, Kickboxer. They're better movies. I love them movies, but just as a statue, that's really impressive in my opinion.
Like the prize possession. Oh, nice.
Well, it's definitely up there. You know what I mean? The one in the back corner there, that I don't know if people will be able to see very well.
Oh, the movie prop.
Yeah. Let me just fix that.
I don't think we actually gone through. Show the
I'll
audience.
I'll do it one day.
Yeah, it'll be like a nice episode.
Yeah. So the one in the back there, that's actually from a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that he did with Dennis Rodman. You know, Dennis Rodman plays for the Chicago Bulls years ago.
Yeah.
So
is that the guy that wrestled?
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I never really watched. I never.
A cameo.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump did a cameo for WWF.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have. But the glasses there are actually from a scene in the movie, so they're not a duplicate. They're the actual original glasses from that movie where he's like in disguise, and they're very distinctive, and you get like a close-up zoom on him wearing them. They're not like just a pair of random Oakleys or anything like that. But I'll make a better display for it at some point. But at the moment, they're kind of tucked away there. That's probably like, I would say that's probably like the coolest thing in my collection because it's a one of a kind. Yeah. You know, if you watch that movie, Van Damme wore them, and not only they're not just like he wore them in a movie. You know, that's forever in time, you know what I mean? In like a very distinctive scene. They're not just a random pair of sunnies up on your head, like it's part of a disguise. So I think it cost me I mean, they weren't cheap, but they were, for what they are, I think I got them pretty cheap. I got $2,500 for them in an auction. So yeah, I was pretty happy with them, you know, like. And
they retail for like $200,000.
Yeah, I don't know, bruh. As happy as I have to have them, if someone offered me $200,000, that'd be an easy decision. You know what I mean? I'll be taking that $200,000 and throwing it straight on my mortgage.
You know, actually, I take it back. If I had to pick someone's build and their skills without their weapons, I think I still have to go back. I just like Batman.
I mean, Batman's pretty cool.
He knows a lot of martial arts and
I mean,
techniques.
But build, like, if we're just going like just aesthetically, because you look at some people, right, and some people you look at and they just have that right build, and you're like, he'd be able to fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like that build that Shao Khan has there, even I'm not even talking about him being like, because he's the big boss in fucking the first few MK games, but just the way, what was his name again? Macaluso. He's the guy that originally owned PCS and did a lot of the old school MK statues. The way he sculpted that physique I think that physique would be perfect.
For fighting?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I like you know, they're cool. A lot of this stuff reminds me of my childhood, which then, I know it might sound lame, but that's why I fucking love them cheesy 80s action movies and that, because it just brings me to my childhood. And just, you get that, nice feeling of like when everything was, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I'm not making a great...
No, I like watching Power Rangers.
Yeah, like just...
Power Rangers, like, it's really friendly and, it's pretty nice. And then, yeah, it's one of those things. I also like, what was another show I grew up with? I can't think of it. Yeah, Power Rangers is one of my main ones.
Mine was Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, and then the first movie. And the first movie, in my opinion, still holds up.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good movie. I mean, the second and third are, subjectively bad films. I don't mind them though, because especially the second one
was my favorite.
The first one is by far the best, and they fucking this monsters give me. They fucked it, because what happened, right, is after the first movie, because the first movie was made by Golden Harvest, and Golden Harvest is a big film company in China. So that blew up, right, when in the early 70s, because of Bruce Lee. Something, I can't remember the full story, but it was something to do with the like basically a group of directors and that pulled away from the main studios because they got sick of the politics, and then they got Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee, obviously, well, if you didn't know, Bruce Lee was a child actor when he was a kid, and then he immigrated to the States and eventually become the Green Hornet. So the Green Hornet was, did you ever, the old Jerry West, the campy Batman TV shows in like the late 60s? Where they're like dancing and stuff, like...
Oh, no.
Yeah, fair enough, because it's way part... No, fair enough. So, he...
Is that a clip, if you want?
Yeah, so I'll show you. All right.
I do remember Green Hornet, but not the old one you're talking about.
Adam West, Batman. Oh, there we go. There's a... just like I'm talking about. Oh, bro, you got that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're right. No dramas. These Batmans. The old school ones. So, around that same time, Green Hornet came out. So, which basically, think of Batman and Robin, but they had like the little fedora hats and sunglasses.
Yeah, I remember Green Hornet.
Yeah, you do?
But I seen a new one.
The movie with fucking Seth Rogen or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, not Seth Rogen, is a different dude, but yeah.
I think it was Seth Rogen.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway.
It looks, yeah.
But, so that show came out around the same time, and there was even a crossover, if I remember correctly. Green Hornet was on an episode of Batman. No. But anyway, so that was a big deal back then for like a Chinese person breaking into Hollywood, you know what I mean? So when he struggled to get any big parts, he pitched this TV show that never really ended up going anywhere. They made promises, blah, blah, blah. And so he went back to China. And that's when the Golden Harvest movies, and then he did, all of his big originals, Fist of Fury, Big Boss, all these other ones. So he had a few hits there. And then they did Enter the Dragon, then he died. I'm going off on a tangent, but that same company that, did the Bruce Lee movies, did the Jackie Chan, because after Bruce Lee died, they had a lot of Bruce Lee copies. You had even they named him Bruce Lee, but different spelled Lee, Bruce Lee, all that. And then people, just emulating him. That's when you had Jackie Chan come in. And Jackie Chan is nothing like Bruce Lee. He's got comedic timing. He doesn't play himself seriously. He bangs his hand, and he's funny.
Yeah.
He does big stunts, like big crazy stunts. Bruce Lee never did stuff like that. So he was his own character and brought his own flair. And then obviously he blew up, and Jackie Chan had his own troubles really breaking into the Western market. I mean, he
Rush Hour.
yeah, but I would say, like, I mean, Rumble in the Bronx, even though I'm pretty sure they all, I mean, I know some of the actors in there that were foreign were speaking in Chinese and then was dubbed after and blah, blah, blah. But that was basically a Chinese movie filmed in the States. But that was like his first sort of like, it was marketed in the States and it was popular. And then obviously Rush Hour. But I'm getting ahead again. But anyway, so Golden Harvest, that company, you sort of know where I'm coming from now. They were the ones that made the first Ninja Turtles movie. And so they brought over a lot of martial artists for it. That's why the martial arts is quite good. And but a lot of parents complained and kicked up a stink about the violence and the mature themes and fucking whatever, you know what I mean? But the original movie is kind of like, if you can imagine the original, I don't know if you've ever read the old school comics, and like the new, or not new, but the newer cartoon that then came out in, like, I think it was like 87 or whatever. It's like an amalgamation of them. And yeah, it was a great movie, very popular. But then, parents like fuck, it's too violent, and then so they dumbed it down and blah blah blah, and that's what Then Stan Winston, he done like the T-Rex and all that for Jurassic Park, and Winston Studios. So they did the Terminator and all that. So like, you know what I mean? The puppeteering work and the models and that. His last movie was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then Winston Studios did the second movie. But like they don't look anywhere near as real. I don't know if it's because maybe he didn't have his input, or maybe because they said to go more soft on the features, but they don't look as good. And then there's a big drop off in the third movie because they've got a different studio altogether. But for me, man, I think the Turtles in the original 1990 or 91, I can't remember, but the original movie, I think the suits and that fucking really hold up well. I think the suits, I mean, they look better than the CGI crap we get now. I think that if they worked more on the puppeteering and more on the suits, and then just touched up with CGI instead of just green screening shit, because it's just easier for them to just have actors behind a green screen and we just fucking layer shit in after. But the mind knows when it's looking at something that's not real.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that? I went on at a bit of a tangent there, but
yeah, no, I like the first movie of Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is cool.
I got some statues apparently that are supposed to be coming. That is the 4 turtles, and they all lock in together, 4 pieces, and from the first movie.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, yep. They look dope as well. The guy that I brought through has a good reputation. He's always had a good reputation, but like I don't know what's going on at the moment. He's fucking blah blah blah. He's taken way too long to ship him, so I could get screwed. I mean, the guy that, say for example, like I brought this off a friend of mine, and he brought that through the same guy. So like he had a good reputation for years in the statue community, but that's life, I guess. Fucking, we'll see how we go. But yeah, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I was thinking, I wouldn't mind getting Power Ranger statues that you combine together
into one
to
diagram.
a Megazord. Oh, man, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I've seen cool ones before, and like So the Green Ranger would be your favorite, right? Nah, the Black Ranger.
Oh, I was gonna say red, but yeah. No, I like I always identify myself as a Red Ranger,
Yeah.
but I would, because the Black Ranger is always a black dude, and
Yeah.
I can't be the Red Ranger because I'm not white. So
I don't think it matters.
no, but it's
I had
not a
the-
race thing, but I do like the Black Ranger.
I had fucking Spawn and all that, like toys, like Blade, like I never, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can't become Wesley Snipes. I mean, that being said, I would have been, I think, when did Blade come out? Like 1999? I think I was like 12. Like, I'd stopped playing with toys by then anyway. I'd started smoking weed like a year before then. Like, I was already into making mischief, But, the Green Ranger, I mean, he was my favourite. Yeah, 98.
Yeah.
The Green Ranger was my favourite. What's his name again? I know his name, but I'm forgetting it. Frank something. But he ended up doing a few professional MMA fights and that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then he unalived himself, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, which was really unfortunate. But yeah. Oh, actually, you want to hear some funny some stuff when it comes to Power Rangers?
Yeah.
You know how I've got that cousin that has worked in movies and blah blah blah. He actually worked on some of the Power Rangers TV shows earlier.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, because he's a stuntman and he's worked on a few movies. His last one, as far as I remember, he worked on the latest Mad Max. But yeah, he did. You know how like they have them in the suits and stuff like that. He did some stuff. I can't remember exactly. But like, yeah, and the first few seasons they had, when you see the Power Rangers, that's actually taken from a different show, like a Japanese show. Did you know that?
Power Rangers originated in Japan.
Well, what it is, it's a totally different show.
Ah.
And they've just used footage. So they cut in the martial arts and all that in with their teen drama shit. And it was two different shows and they just repurposed footage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I always like see so many reels and like so many videos of Power Rangers, how the Black Ranger's a black guy, the Yellow Ranger's an Asian dude.
The Pink Ranger,
Yeah. Like most of the time, it's totally different. Like, Black Ranger could be a white dude. Like Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Black Ranger was a white dude.
Yeah, they changed it up after.
Yeah, but it was pretty good. It was diverse. I liked it. But yeah,
I think I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's be honest, right? We all like different ones, and then as you get older, you're like, yeah, that Pink Ranger's probably the best.
Yeah.
She was pretty hot as well back in the.
Yeah, but this seems so like Power Rangers. Like, which Pink Ranger are you talking about?
The original
any
one.
Pink Ranger from any like
the original one, and the
Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm. There's
Yellow
like
Ranger. She was Asian.
Oh man.
Yeah, bloody she died as well. She car accident in like 2000 or some shit.
Wow.
A lot of them as well. Like, why they originally changed out a lot of the people?
Yeah.
So like the first few seasons you had, the Black Ranger and all these other guys, but how they changed it out and they like, I can't remember exactly how they did it, but what it was is obviously when it's a pilot they all signed and blah blah blah, and they were getting paid minuscule money.
Ooh.
And they're locked into these contracts, and then the show blew up, become very successful, right? And then they've gone, hey, like, this show's doing really well financially, like, we want to renegotiate our deal. And basically they said, go fuck yourself, we'll just get some other people. So that's when you lost, I think it was the Black Ranger, the Red Ranger, and maybe the Yellow. I can't really remember.
Honestly, they made so many Power Rangers, like,
they just ended up making it work for them that they could just swap them in and out.
It's like good. This is not like, you got Ash that's been, 12 years old for 30 years.
Ash?
Yeah, from Pokémon.
Oh,
Ash Ketchum. Like, just imagine swapping him out.
Ash, Pokemon, that's like after my generation a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, I was like 12 or 13 when I kind of remember it coming out, and yeah, it wasn't really my... I mean, I watched it for a little bit, you know, because, you know, it's not like now when you can watch anything you want. Everyone has streaming services. Everyone's at YouTube. You got access to so much. Like, back when I was young, we had one TV in the lounge room, and then, you know, we had a black and white TV in our bedroom for years, and then we upgraded it to a small colour one. But you watched what your parents wanted to watch, or you watched what was on fucking, you know, morning cartoons.
Morning cartoons,
I think it was Agro's Cartoon Connection when I was little. You watched what was on TV.
Yeah.
You know, so before going to school, I remember that being on, but I was never really my jam. But
I definitely did the same thing.
The only thing I remember from fucking really Pokemon, right, is fucking that Ash just giving away all of his shit all the time. You get a half decent Pokemon, he's so quick to fucking give it away.
Dr. Oak or...
No, just Ash was giving away all of his good Pokemon all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, so he gets something new and then builds it up, and then he's fucking just... he couldn't get rid of him fast enough. I'm just like, you're not letting it progress. Like, you're trying to hold him to... You know, it's just like, this is lame.
See, I played a little bit of the games, like on the Game Boy and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So now every time I watch a show, like, bro, you fucking take that Pokemon, take it to the bush, you train that motherfucker, you level him up, you teach him some TM moves.
Some weights.
Yeah. And then, you know, if you want to, it has this attribute, so you got to breed it with other Pokemon. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, you got to make a badass team.
Did you play the Nintendo 64 one? I remember playing that.
The main one I played is on the Game Boy, but it wasn't even on the actual Game Boy. It was in high school. I used to play the emulator. Because all of my mates used to play it. Everyone in the class used to play. We did schoolwork. Like, once we get on the laptops, we got laptop class, pull up Pokemon on the side. But it was really fun.
I didn't do fucking... Mate, I struggled in school, because I'm dyslexic. And I was like at the bottom. I was at the bottom of basically every class. And, you know, like, I'm no dummy. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the fucking smartest guy either, but I'm not stupid. But I don't know, like, I never cared for school, was never good at it, and I think when kids are told they're not good at something, they don't try. And I used to just draw pictures in the back. I become pretty good at drawing. But I mean, it probably didn't help that, you know, by the time we were like 11, we're getting baked out the back in the shoulder sheds. And, you know, we're still in year 6. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I think everyone's like smoked weed in their life. Like,
yeah, but I mean, when you look at an 11-year-old kid and you think, fuck, I was getting baked on the regular when I was that old. Like, that's way too young.
I mean, at least you're not breaking into houses and stealing cars. Like
that is true.
Yeah.
Touche. Yeah, or masturbating.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's not that bad now.
Yeah. Oh, I just smoked a bit of weed. I was naughty.
I broke into a house and masturbated. Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah.
See,
But I mean, what other sort of hobbies and that did you have growing up? You know.
You know, honestly, like I played. Like to play a lot of rugby.
Yeah.
Was alright at it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on I realized I found out what I'm actually like semi good at and actually like doing was music.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on, just playing keys.
Yeah.
Bass.
And you're gonna make something happen.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already, I would say, $2,000 deep, $3,000 now. So
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
The laptop and all that.
Just look around. There's $10,000 here.
Yeah, easy.
But I mean, it's good though. Like once you find something that I guess you like doing.
And like I said, I mean, Peniel and I are really close. So some of the things we talk about, or we have talked about, or are going to, we've touched on before. So we're just touching on again, really, for other people. You know, not expecting many people are going to watch it, but this is for us.
Yeah, we're not touching other people.
Or masturbating in their house.
Yeah. Bro, when I heard that story about
Yeah.
that dude, like,
Bro,
How?
nothing surprises me
see, that's a
anymore.
psychopath right there. You should go
That's just
interview him.
that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just mental health. Plenty of them we've dealt with. Anyway, yeah. So like I was saying, you know, you're a young man. You know, you got no kids. You're not married and all that. So you're in a great position. You know, I think, like we were talking before, if you can just add value and just get in and meet the right people.
Yeah.
You know, like you got the one thing, right? The most important thing you can ever have in your life. Time. And that, I'm not saying like time to do fuck all. I'm just saying, like, if you jump now, you're still, 23, right?
Yeah.
You've got... Alright, take for example, right? You got, like, we'll just say Ray Dalio. Really famous investor. He's in his mid-70s or something, right? If I remember correctly.
Ray Dalio. Can fact check that.
We'll just say he's old, right? Yeah. Okay. Or just any sort of person that's very successful. That... has acquired a lot of money. Alright, let's have a look. Ray Dalio. Let's see. I brought him up because I mentioned it. He was born 1949.
Jeez.
Yeah, 75. So yeah, I said mid-70s. That's a good guess. Do you reckon he would sacrifice all the money he has to be in your position? To go from being 75 to 23?
Yeah.
Fucking oath, I think he would. So you have something that is more valuable to him. With all that wealth, you have that.
But
you know what I mean?
It's just knowledge too, because he's
yeah,
built a lot
true.
of
I mean,
experience.
definitely. Like like if you could be 23 years old and have all the knowledge of a Ray Dalio, yeah, you're playing GTA with the fucking cheat codes on.
Yeah.
But just my point being, right, is all the money in the world can't buy what you have, which is time. You know what I mean? There's some power in that if you really think about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What I was told was, I don't know if this might make sense to you, but with people that I looked up to, they said, the richest place that you could find, or the most, it was along the lines of, if you go to the graveyard, that's the most richest place, because people his point being was people that in the graveyard, they've died and they've got these ideas, businesses that they haven't actually, like, put into action. They died with those ideas and never having tried.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean,
that's, I don't know if that makes sense, but
if you're on your deathbed, right? Because everyone has good ideas or dreams that come to them.
And they never try.
If you don't try to make it happen, them dreams will come back to haunt you. On your deathbed, they'll come and fucking visit you and say, we came to you and you did nothing with it. You know what I mean? That should be something that should scare you.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that is far more frightening than, I gave it a go, I did the best. And I'm not saying I did the best, but you fucking know you did your best. And it just didn't happen for whatever reason. Like, that's fine, because life, you'll find a way, like, things will happen, and you'll find your way. But in the meantime, there's life lessons that you'll find, like, the universe is pushing you in a certain direction for a reason, and that even if it doesn't end in where you have in mind, the journey itself, there'll be things there that'll make you grow as a person, and may lead you into the where you're supposed to go eventually. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, especially as a man, like I can't speak for women. You know what I mean? I'm not a woman. I can only speak for being what it's like to be a man. And as a man, it's important to strive. It's important to set goals and be moving forward.
Yeah.
Whether it be, relationships, financial, spiritual, within your health. Like if you feel like you're moving forward somewhere in your life, you're growing as a person, that brings happiness. Like if people get depressed when they're not moving forward. Like what I'm talking about now, in my position where I've stagnated, that's when people, they get down on themselves.
Yeah.
You know, you could be very successful, but if you feel like you're just running through the motions and, you know, you're not growing anywhere, you'll become depressed. It doesn't matter how successful you are. The key to happiness is progress, as Tony Robbins says.
Yeah.
You know? And I think there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of truth, man. And as maybe as a human in general, but I don't know, as a man, it's important to strive, and it's important to grow in areas, self-reflect, you know, look for your weaknesses and go off your heart. You know, you know what you want, and don't let it pass you by, man, because you'll go from 23 to 53 to 73, and it will happen quick. And if you don't fucking go after what you want, them dreams will come back, and they'll go from a source of motivation to a source of resentment. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. And I'm not lecturing you. I'm not saying this about you. I'm just saying in general for all of us.
Yeah,
You know
definitely. Like that's, I mean, as a human race, that's what we were made to do. Came out from the Stone Ages.
Yeah.
And then, you know, slowly progressing with
people-
technology and everything.
Exactly. If people didn't strive, we would still be in the Stone Age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Everything you see here around you was someone else's dream once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, carpentry, you know, the ability to make your farm, wood, you know, the microphones, the camera that we're using now, Monster Energy, you know, that was all someone's dream once. Just like you have dreams, and that it creates the world around you.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility as a man to add to that. So one day someone could step on your shoulders the way we step on others, you know, not stepping on them, but stepping on them to reach your goals. You know what I mean? You're stepping on like the greatness of other men. You know what I mean? Like, maybe stepping on isn't the best analogy, but you know, like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this has been a good conversation, brother, and I really appreciate your time. And
thank you. I'm just in there.
we'll definitely do this again one time. Maybe we were supposed to have someone else join us, but he's
all the way.
He's Chuck Norris at the moment, missing in action.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you, brother, and you know, to
thanks
me,
for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
we're family.
Yeah.
You know, and thanks, and thank you guys.
Thanks
So
for
this been
watching.
another episode of For the Lads. If you enjoy our rambles, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Cheers, eh?
I'll be all good. Next time, we're gonna feel like me, you, and Jack, maybe sometime in the future.